Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hooked on Books for Kids. I'm Mr. Phil, reading to you today from a book by an author called Gary Paulson. That's a man who likes adventure and writes about them. And his book is called Danger on Midnight River. And it's about a character named Daniel. It's the main character in the book. Daniel was a strong swimmer, but the swift-moving current was too much for him. It was all he could do to keep his head above the surging waves. A couple of times he thought he heard someone yelling, but for now he had his own problems. The river was freezing cold, and it offered no way out. What happens in this story is when his camp van crashes into a raging river, Daniel Martin is plunged into a frightening situation. Suddenly, the campmates who were picking on him, kind of bullying him, calling him names, and also because they said that he was a slow learner, they're now depending upon him for survival. Daniel could save himself or risk everything to try to rescue the bullies, too. Night is approaching, and desolate mountains surround them. Even if the boys do make it to shore, their dangerous ordeal is just beginning. So here's the picture. You see the broken bridge. You see Daniel in the river. And don't forget, it's wintertime, it's cold. And what I'm going to do now is, instead of reading from the story, Gary Paulson has a part in here called an adventure guide, and it's called River Survival. And since we live by Lake Erie, let's look at this and read this so that we know of some things that you do or do not do if you're by water. And this one is, of course, by a river, and a river is moving fast. It says, and he says here, always study the movements of any stream or river you are about to cross. The current in the middle of a river is faster than the current closer to the banks. But even next to shore, chances are the current is not flowing evenly. Try to locate eddies. These are areas of backward flowing water. Rapids or bottomless holes which could trap you. If you become caught in swift moving water, turn on your back with your feet pointing downstream to deflect rocks or other obstacles. Keep your legs up. Do not attempt to stand. Watch for branches or logs that you can grab onto to keep you afloat. If the water calms, turn on your side and swim for shore. Get out of cold water as fast as you can and take every measure possible to get warm. The threat of hypothermia is real. Hypothermia is a condition in which the body temperature drops below normal and heat is lost faster than the body can produce it. Symptoms of hypothermia include slurred speech, blue or white skin, and uncontrollable shivering. To combat hypothermia, raise the body's temperature by sitting near a fire, drinking hot liquids, wrapping the body in warm clothing, or stuffing dry leaves between the skin and damp clothing. If you must cross unfamiliar water, do not cross at a certain place simply because it is where your path meets the river. Take time to seek out the safest place to cross. So with that kind of advice and where we live, and we got, especially in the wintertime, springtime, and even fall, when the water is especially cold, you have to watch for hypothermia. So always be careful around water, and always be with someone and tell your mom and dad so they'll know where you are at all times. So I hope you'll enjoy this book. Danger on Midnight River sounds very exciting. And thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.